Yo, what's going on, people? Digi here with another video. Going to be having a look at Bitcoin as always on a Wednesday. Before we get started, disclaimer and all of that. Videos are intended as educational advice only, not to be interpreted as any sort of trading advice whatsoever. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick off. See what's going down in the markets. So last week we talked about this inefficiency here. Sorry, zoom in a bit. Yeah, we talked about filling in this inefficiency here, pretty much been filled in as you can see. One interesting thing I wanted to show you guys, especially those newer traders who've only been trading for a couple of years. Zooming out a bit too much here. There we go. So I just wanted to talk about this bottom here, and it's pretty much known as an Adam and Eve bottom. We talked about this before. You have this long, drawn out bottom. Show it. It's kind of like a basin kind of shape, or whatever they want to call it. There you go. And then you have much more of a short, sharp bottom to retest that level. There's a move away, much more of a V shape. So yeah, I think that's pretty much where we are in the market. It's pretty clear now that second bottom was put in, now rallied off very hard, and yeah, just in terms of momentum. With the halving coming up in the next couple of weeks, usually a halving takes about a year, maybe a year and a half to kick in. So well on the road to getting there in terms of a couple of weeks away now. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress. People are always going to ask, well, what immediate impact it has. I'm going to just say this from the last experience. I had a little bit of a pump beforehand, and there's actually an anticlimax on the day and the day after and the week after. So don't pin your hopes on hitting an all-time high after the halving the next day or the next week. In terms of where we are right now, I believe last week talked about running these stops at like this 10,500 level. It's going to take a bit of work to get there, but here's my thoughts on price right now. Still feeling bullish. Talked about this in the last few videos. Believe that price will now rally into the halving, and then we'll see what happens from there. May just consolidate for a few weeks and months, but would like it to see it run above this 10,000 level and do that. Big psychological number makes life easier for everyone as well. 1,000 satoshis becomes, or 10,000 satoshis becomes $1. Boom, very easy to work things out. If you want to pay for a cup of coffee, you can work it out a lot easier how much it's going to cost. Anyway, I digress. Coming back to the issue at hand, so price isn't just going to move up here in one candle. I'd love it to do so, but I mean it might. But good example of Bitcoin. Took us one day to go from 8,000 to less than 4. It's taken us 6 weeks to come back to that. So could be a couple of weeks yet. First levels I'm looking at is 8,200 to 8,500. Just this previous resistance area of support could turn into future resistance. But I'm an order block guy, so the next area I'm looking at, the main area, is going to be like 8,750 to this probably 9,000 level. So these two here, usually just combine them. But anyway, and then yeah, potentially looking at running these stops. But as I said, it's not going to go down a straight line. So let me just pull up a quick fib. Been a while since I've used it. I'm using another browser, so I haven't got my toolkit set up. It's been a while. Oh, okay, there we go. So I usually use a 70.5 level. So yeah, that lines up nicely with this 8,500. I mean, pretty much this is all going to be a resistance zone from what we can see here. But we talk about that 70.5 probably here. So it'll be interesting to see how price goes in here. Now, I'm just going to say it like this. I believe we will just push through because it's Bitcoin, because of what's going on right now globally. You'll be surprised in the background the kind of guys who are buying Bitcoin. Anyway, we won't digress too much into that, otherwise I'll go on for ages. So that's my thoughts in terms of a retrace. Probably looking at like this 7,500 to 7,000-ish level. So somewhere in between this zone here. So if you want to set some alarms, get doing that now, 7,500 and below. On the upside, like I said, potentially coming in here, I feel we'll just probably blow through it in a couple of days, maybe even a 1 day candle. We'll see this off. And yeah, we shall see how it goes. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm doing an altcoin review separately now on the Sundays. I've been talking about it for ages, but finally got my ass in gear. That's up on the YouTube channel. If you guys are interested in that, feel free to check it out. I take recommendations for coins to look at the day before or on the day, so you can always tweet me. You can leave a comment here on YouTube, or you can just watch the show and leave a comment. I'm going to try and do it live this week, so yeah, you can just watch the show and leave a comment. Thanks to everyone who watches, as always. You guys liked it, hit the like and subscribe button, all of that. And yeah, look forward to seeing you soon, guys. Take care.